Well, we are back again with some unreleased content for Deadlock. That's right, folks. Within the past couple of days, 3 new items had shown up after the most recent patch that were found within the game files. And then just today, on the 7th, 3 more were found, totaling 6 unreleased items that are currently in the game files right now that you can play with. That is in probably custom games you could spawn it, or in hero testing, the sandbox, where we are now. So we're going to break down these 6 new items, check them out, and see what we have to look forward to in the coming weeks for new items in the game. So like I said, these are in the game files right now, and you can spawn them via console, and I will list the console commands down below. We've got Spirit Burn. These are all going to be give item, upgrade, underscore, and then the name with underscores in between the spaces. We've got Spirit Burn, Corpse Explosion, which is 3,000 souls. Spirit Burn is 6,000 souls. Coming in next, we've got Spell Shield, which is 3,000 souls. Look at that. Look at that. That looks nice. Heal on Level, 500 souls. This is a green item. And then after that, we've got Super Acolyte's Glove, 3,000 souls. I don't think that's 3. Hex-Sealed Knuckles. So the command name is different. And then lastly, we have Ultimate Burst coming in at 6,000 souls. So that is 4 new spirit items and 2 new healing items. That's pretty fucking cool if you ask me. Like I said, these have been hidden in the game files. 3 of them were found earlier in the week, and just today, someone on Reddit, Cryptographer Grand 99, I linked the post down below. I saw it via Deadlock Intel on X. I linked them both. Deadlock Intel, great resource. And I felt like I had to make a video about it. It's so cool that these are hidden in the game files right now. So who knows when they're going to be added, if they're going to be added, but figured let's talk about it. Let's look at them. So let's start over on the vitality side with Hexafoil Ward. You're going to get a 17% base health with 25% bonus health, and then a passive, block the next spirit damage or debuff, preventing its effects, only regenerates outside of combat. That sounds pretty useful. Looking at it, and if I'm understanding it correctly, I think this purple orb around me is the Hexafoil Ward. So that's pretty cool. I think, like I said, I think it looks really nice. And this sounds, I mean, it blocks the next spirit damage or debuff. So we're gonna test that. That sounds really interesting, because what counts as a debuff? Let's find out. So I just added a couple of different actives and inactives, I guess. Maybe they're all, yeah, just normal. Just as a couple of the ones that I thought of that could debuff. So that's obviously spirit damage. That was Cold Front. So that, like I said, it blocks spirit damage. He didn't take any damage. That's pretty good, because I mean, people will stomp, like a lash will stomp and instantly do that. But here is an active. Okay, that's really cool. That was slowing Hex, and it completely just ate slowing Hex. That's pretty big. It comes back. That's crazy. I mean, it blocks literally everything. I mean, these obviously, I guess, are all doing spirit damage. So maybe it's just negating the spirit damage, and therefore the effect isn't taking control. Just completely ate knockdown. Okay, that seems pretty overpowered, I think. Not overpowered, but situationally, I mean, like, that could be such a lifesaver. I mean, it comes back so quick, 12.5 seconds. I mean, I guess I could have just switched over and looked at it. So yeah, this seems super powerful. It's got a 12-second cooldown on the shield, and I mean, it just eats. I mean, these are knockdown is extremely powerful. These are all widely used. I'm blown away. I mean, it obviously, I guess, as soon as you shoot them, if you have some sort of spirit damage, it is gonna eat it. But because it comes back in 12 seconds, I mean, they could be on the run. You could stop shooting them, and then like you're about to do it. Oh, you know, that timing could be crazy, and it could save your life. That's a real cool one. I think we're off to a good start on these new abilities and items. Excuse me. That is Hexafoil Ward. Next, we've got Patron's Healing. This is the $500 one. You get 11% base health, 25% bonus health, plus 2 health regen. And you have a passive. When you receive a boon, automatically heal. Now, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I really don't know what constitutes a boon, but if we go off the name, which is, or the back end name rather, is heal on level. So I'm gonna assume that you heal when you level up. Okay, so looking it up, it appears a boon is anytime you level up, and perhaps also when you take towers, and you're given I think it's an AP. I think that also constitutes a boon. So this could be helpful early game. Definitely not so much late game. I mean, you're going to be maxed out. All your stuff will be leveled up. So this is definitely an early game item, which makes sense. It's 500. So this is one that you can get really early. And you get healed to 10 on a boon receival. So I'll go kill a tower and we'll see if that actually gives us a boon or not. I am very curious. Okay, so right there, I just got a boon when I leveled up. And I guess we'll see on the playback. I wasn't paying attention enough to my health because I wasn't expecting to level up right there. So level ups for sure give you a boon. And we'll find out here in a second if you get one when you kill a tower. Alternatively, I have noticed the patron will announce that you are receiving a boon. I don't know every time, but sometimes. So you'll at least know then. Okay, so a tower kill does not act as a boon. It did not heal me 200 right there. So that is good to know. So with that little experiment out of the way, we can see Patron's Healing definitely is an early game item when you're going to be leveling up a lot, because you'll get that little extra boost of health. So that'll help with your lane sustain, but I mean, you're going to want to ditch that probably mid game. But it's a good early game item, it seems like. Next up, this is one of the ones that was found earlier in the week. Spirit Burn. You get a 16 plus flat spirit power, plus 15% spirit resist, and 125 bonus health. Dealing spirit damage applies a burn over 4 seconds. This effect can repeatedly stack on the same target. You get a minimum increase in DPS of 27%. Or I guess you get a flat minimum DPS of 27. So you can't do lower than 27. You get a max DPS of 193. Max 20 stacks. And 0.7 seconds max frequency per target. That doesn't mean a whole lot to me, but let's go figure this one out. Okay, so once you've shot them enough, they do take that extra proc. Or rather, it does proc. So they're doubly burning, as you can see that. As you see here, the effect keeps resetting itself, but does stack multiple times. And you can see it just ticking up like that. So this seems really strong for characters that do a lot of spirit damage consistently like this. That is Spirit Burn. It's 6,000 souls. That seems like some money to me. And it did not change when I leveled up. But as you see here, the minimum DPS on Mirage is 27 and max is 193. Whereas on Infernus, you get 18 minimum DPS and 124. So I guess maybe your mileage may vary with I don't know how it is deciding who has a higher DPS. Maybe it is because of your flat DPS, but even then, Infernus's DPS is higher. So maybe, I don't know, someone smarter than me can explain that one. But so that is just something to keep in mind. Those numbers are going to change around. I honestly don't. This is a little embarrassing, but I guess maybe that happens all the time and I just didn't notice. I'm sure it has to do with the bullet damage and the DPS shown here. So just keep that in mind. But overall, seems like a money ability for late game spirit people. Next up, we'll be going over Hex-Sealed Knuckles. This is also one of the new ones found today, if I am looking at the charts correctly. Hex-Sealed Knuckles. You get a 12. You get a plus 12 spirit power flat out, 100 spirit shield health, a plus 1 health regen, and 30% melee damage. So it is going to be for our brawlers. That is, I mean, that's kind of a lot of melee damage percentage. If I'm kind of dumb with numbers and stuff, but 30% sounds like a good bit. After dealing an accumulated 262 spirit damage, your next heavy melee attack deals an additional 262 spirit damage. So you're going to be building up, you're going to be stacking spirit damage, whether it is, I'm curious if it is only procced via your punches, or if that is just spirit damage flat out like you do it with your gun, and then run up and you're doing 262 additional spirit damage on your heavy. So let's go figure that one out, folks. Okay, so I just did a little bit of spirit damage with my gun, and on the left side you see Knuckles unsealed. My Knuckles are unsealed. So my spirit damage is going up quite a bit because I have these other ones applied. So far, loving these abilities on Mirage. They feel great. Spirit burn, I mean, that is some money if I've ever seen it. My Knuckles are unsealed. Punch 164. My normal heavy does 164. Interesting. Why are my Knuckles not going? Okay, as I was running away doing an outro for this ability, I realized it tells you what it modifies. So you do get a flat 164, and it doesn't... I guess the disconnect I'm having is the verbiage in the description. Your next heavy melee attack, but it is just persisting. So I do think the ability or the item is bugged right now. Just kidding. It only works on other heroes. It does not work on minions, I guess. Because I just fucking mollywopped his ass. If it modifies it, if my base is 170, okay, 262 spirit damage. That's still where I'm getting fucked up at. Boom. Okay, yeah, that is some fucking juice. That could be devastating. Especially on the brawlers. That is Hex-Sealed Knuckles. That's a winner right there. These abilities, I mean, outside of Patron's Healing, these are money so far. So I'm really curious when they're going to show up and like what's going to change about them. Next, we're going to go look at Soul Explosion. You get a plus 12 spirit power flat out, 160 bonus health, a plus 3 health regen, plus 6 spirit power, and a 1 meters per second sprint speed. And the passive, kills or assists cause an explosion where the victim dies. Kills against heroes have greater radius and damage. And the explosion that it causes does 187 damage. So on the explosion, it does 187 explosion damage, and the radius is up to 4 meters, I guess, based on whether it is a hero kill or not. That seems great. Obviously, he's going to die quickly now. even reached him? Oh, the chain reaction. Alright, well, that didn't work out. I mean, that seems really good. It was working well against minions. I mean, that against level 1 heroes, that works great. That one definitely seems like it would be strong, especially for team fights. And I really personally think the map feels a little bit more cramped in the jungle now. So like those explosions could be devastating, just especially in team fights flat out. I mean, that's a lot of AoE damage you can get for really cheap. I think that one's only 3k. So that was Soul Explosion. And then the last new hidden item is also one that had been found, Lightning Scroll. You get a flat out 16 spirit power and plus 15% ability range. The passive is imbue your ultimate with permanent spirit power. After dealing damage with your ultimate, the target takes bonus spirit damage and is stunned. This effect can only trigger once per target per ultimate. You get 40 ultimate spirit power, a 12% max health damage, and a stun status effect. So you get a good stun on your ult, and you can see all the modifiers right there. So I'm kind of feeling like it doesn't actually work to show it this way, because you don't really get to imbue it unless I am not understanding how to do imbues this way. Yeah. So that one really can't show off, I guess, because you can't actually imbue the ultimate. So yeah, sorry about that, but that's the way she goes with these early weird hidden files and stuff that isn't even really in the game. Stuff's not always gonna work, but that's the way she fucking goes, boys. So yeah, that is 6 new items that have been added secretly to a Deadlock. I'm really not sure if these other 3 were in the files originally when the first 3 were found and they were just looked over, or if they were secretly added within the last day or so. I think these items are great. They seem super strong across the board. And I'm really interested to see when they're going to get added and what's going to be changed with them. Let me know what you think of them down below. If you found this video interesting, a like or a sub would mean the world to me. I have been Kronos. Thank you for watching this early look at items that were not. Thank you for watching this early look at unreleased Deadlock content. I love looking at stuff like this. And so it's cool that the devs are actually adding stuff that isn't on the books, and you know, the awesome community is right in there digging through that and finding what they are hiding from us. So shout out to the community. Thank you for watching. My name has been Kronos, and I will see you next time.